you've talked about the Gaelic and the Scottish influence, and that's really in all of your work. No doubt it's there, and from your own background. And I often think of Scottish people as people with really long memories. Seems to always go back to various events in history, and never seem to forget things. Can you elaborate a bit on this and how this sort of works into your own kind of work? The fact that
I was invited this past May to the Ullapool Book Festival in Scotland, and then we spent 10 days. The festival was wonderful, but then we spent 10 days going to North Uist, which was where my people came from, to Glencoe, doing the pilgrimage. The only place we never got to spend any time was Skye, which we regretted. But when I got to North Uist, and discovered we couldn't get off there for 4 days, and it's a little island, but you've got to have a ferry reservation to get off it. But I, through referrals, met people from there who took me to the house that my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather lived in before coming here. He came to the Myra. They called him the Big Carpenter, so I got tons of cousins that I never met. In fact, an oddity is that in all of Inverness County, I'm not related to a single Macdonald.
Really?
Because my grandfather came from over here,
right,
and nobody else from his family did.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I'm an orphan Macdonald. I'm a client of my own.
There you go.
But when I got to North Uist, which is quite a barren, I can't say that I was sorry that my people left there.
Right.
But in thinking about it, I realized that they left in 1827, according to one date, 24 another. But they had 8 children, and then 2 more here. So I can't account for all of my the branches.
Yeah.
But in my own branch, down through my grandfather and what have you, I realized that I was the first person to return to North Uist, and then to be shown the house that they had left, where the roof had collapsed within the last 2 or 3 years. That's 200.
Yeah.
You know, so he must have been a really good carpenter, the Big Carpenter.
Right. Yeah.
And and it felt like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
the people that I met, and when we went into Glencoe, I don't think any Scotsman, and particularly any Scotsman Macdonald, can ever go into Glencoe and not be overwhelmed by the need to cry. Really, it's just such a magical, tragic place, and I don't know, I'm running off subject here. But yes, there's a very short, distance,
right,
between the late 1700s and the early 21st century, when you come to talking about what we still remember.
Yeah.
And how long we'll go on remembering, I don't know. Because a lot of our memories, the people that we would be telling this to, family, the next generations are very, very, very small.
Right.
The 2 and 3 family.
Yeah.
They're also very, very interested in the world that exists, the digital world that puts them in touch with everything. So whether or not that memory begins to lengthen to the point of becoming meaningless eventually, or not, I don't know. But right now, there is a
Yeah.
very short.
It's a short thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it in a lot of you know, Scottish people that are really quite proud of their heritage and that, and especially from over your side of the island, you do hear a lot of that, and you know, Scottish English troubles back then, and Culloden
Yeah.
always comes up, and all these things, and and I think, gee, that's it seems many centuries, but it really for many people
And-
it isn't.
And I did walk the Culloden fields,
Yeah.
and with my wife and I and a friend, and I don't know if we spoke 2 words the
Yeah.
whole time. We
Yeah.
just walked and looked and realized what had happened here.
Yeah.
You know.
This long memory that I kind of call it. Is this a thing particular to the Scots because of events that happened over their history, or do you think in other cultures and traditions it goes on as well, or is it more particular? Or?
No, I think that it's not unique to the Scots. It's certainly not certainly the Acadians
Right.
have a memory of what happened to them yesterday.
Yeah.
The Jewish memory
Yeah.
reaches back. I mean, you know, the raising the temple happened
Yeah.
not that long ago. You know, so I think each culture, particularly cultures that go through trauma,
Yeah.
or where a homeland is lost or you're forced to leave a homeland, it's like Cape Bretoners going away to work. I mean, we have relatives. I have relatives who have left Cape Breton, got a job, married, had families, and every single day of their lives they went to work knowing that when they retired they were coming back to Cape Breton. When they retired,
Right.
they discovered that they had families and grandchildren, and they really couldn't come back to Cape Breton
Yeah.
because this is where their family
That's
is.
where they are.
But also, 2 or 3 generations of that family still consider themselves Cape Bretoners.
Yeah.
You know, and so you know, we take it from here to Ontario.
Yeah.
So imagine what they carried from
Yeah.
North Uist or anywhere else
Yeah.
to Cape Breton or to Pictou County or.